The More You Know, the Smarter You Are, Jim Vega. About the author. Jim Vega, born 1989, is a native of Brownsville, Texas, where his family has lived since the late 1800s. After beginning a family of his own, Vega became interested in the ways that people express their intelligence. His two sons, he says, couldn't have been more different. Vega still lives in Brownsville with his family and several rescue dogs. Background. In 1983, the publication of a groundbreaking book revolutionized people's understanding of psychology and education. But its author, Howard Gardner, proposed that everyone has seven kinds of intelligence and that each individual exhibits more strength in some of these intelligences than in others. Educators use his theory to adapt their methods so they can effectively teach the variety of students in their classrooms. While it's true that acquiring facts and information about a wide variety of sources is an important factor in what it means to be smart, some people think there is a big difference between being well educated and being intelligent. For example, some people might be able to recite a lot of facts and figures, but not be able to use what they know to solve problems. Howard Gardner, a professor at Harvard University, believes that we place too much importance on language and math abilities, and he did not agree that the intelligence quotient test should be the only way to look at intelligence. He identified more areas of human intelligence. Below is a list of Gardner's multiple intelligences with the strengths associated with each one: visual spatial, puzzles, directions, drawings, models; bodily kinesthetic, sports, dance, intricate movement, surgery; musical, rhythm, sound; interpersonal, understanding others, empathy; linguistic, words, writing, reading; logical, mathematical, numbers, reasoning, calculating; naturalist, using, categorizing, recognizing parts of the environment. According to his way of thinking, just having a lot of knowledge is not the only part of intelligence that should be valued. Scientists who disagree with Gardner say some of these intelligences are just talents. They are not part of intelligence. However, the multiple intelligences theory has made many people see smart in a new way. Another way to be intelligent is to have street smarts. The fancy term for street smarts is tacit knowledge, and both mean something similar to common sense. If we learn from our own experiences and mistakes and apply that learning to future situations, then we are showing street smarts. For example, a person who has read all about geography and can recite capitals and countries may not have the street smarts to read a bus schedule and find his or her way around. Sometimes it might involve a way of looking at something to find the easiest and best solution. One story to illustrate this comes from history, when Thomas Jefferson was designing the University of Virginia, and the architects were designing the layouts of the walkways. Jefferson's solution was to plant grass and wait and see where the grass was most worn down so that they would build the walkways where people naturally wanted to walk. A final example involves personal safety and what can frustrate us so much when watching scary movies. If a person shows an alley is dark and could be dangerous, he or she avoids it. He or she uses prior experience, intuition, and awareness to make solid decisions. Street smarts. Usually, this type of learning happens when we are not trying to learn anything at all. Instead, we are just trying to reach a goal or complete a task. Although this type of learning can happen in school, it usually occurs during the course of our daily lives. Apart from book learning and critical thinking, there is wisdom, which seems to be something earned over a lifetime, though young people can have it too. A combination of intuition, life experience, a deep understanding of people, and knowledge of what is most important in life. Wisdom might just be as important as math, skills, or vocabulary knowledge. Maybe when her granddaughter tells her about a fight with a friend at school, a grandmother says, "This too shall pass." She means everything changes over time again and again. The fight will end and things will change one way or another. The grandmother knows this from a lifetime of seeing it happen, and she knows in this moment it might give her granddaughter some comfort. Sometimes, however, wisdom can come from someone very young. Maybe as a mother explains that Thanksgiving is, her 3-year-old hugs her and says, "Is hugging grateful?" This simple but deep understanding can also show wisdom. Since there are so many ways to be smart, it seems like the best course of action is to identify strengths, stretch weaknesses, and make the most of the smarts we have by building on them in as many ways possible. So, if you love to build things but sometimes have a hard time reading, you could find a complicated model and read the instructions to help you build it. Use your strength to stretch your weakness. Similarly, if you love to draw but have trouble with math, you can draw pictures to help you solve problems. Everyone has strengths, so make sure you identify what you love to do and what you are good at. Then you can really enjoy those parts of yourself and make the most of them.